Hi, guys. Welcome to the Chelsea Skidmore Show. I'm here today with my guest, Sara Weinshenk.
Hi.
Comedian Sara Weinshenk.
Hi. Thanks for having me. So formal.
Another great outfit as usual from Sara. You want to describe it for the listeners?
Okay. I would say it is like a tan, ruffly shirt that has what we found out is called a pussy bow.
Yeah.
And a scalloped collar. So, I don't know. I'm sure there'll be a picture on the internet somewhere. Right?
I love it. Yeah, you have such great style. I didn't expect to get into it right at the top.
That's okay. We can get into it right now. We can get into it later. Whatever you want.
You pull off bow ties.
I love a bow tie.
Yeah.
I just like... I don't know. I've always really, really liked bows, even like as a kid. But I was always like very particular about what I wore from like a pretty early age. Like I wouldn't let my parents dress me. Like,
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, not at all.
Does your parents have good style?
My mom does. My dad's just like a helpless older Jewish man. You know what I mean?
Like most older Jewish men are.
Yeah, like he's like in like an Adidas track pant and like a orthopedic shoe.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, he started wearing Timberlands.
Really?
He's been wearing Timberlands there's like one type of Timberland that he really likes, but it's like really weird because he's not like the typical Timberland demographic. Yeah. And so he was like driving to Camarillo like often to go to the Timberland outlet to get these shoes.
How did it start? Was there a weekly hike in Big Bear?
It was just like one Camarillo outlet mall outing, and he discovered the Timberland outlet. Turns out he's a big fan of Timberlands.
Yeah.
But only a very specific type, and it's like hard to find.
He's got to be in the sweatsuit with the Timberland.
Right?
Yeah. Then you're Busta Rhymes, or I don't know who it is.
Yeah, he's on his way to becoming Busta Rhymes.
Speaking of rappers, Mac Miller, I don't even know his music.
I mean, me either.
Okay. Because
I'm not going to lie.
I know, so many people, he died yesterday of an overdose, right?
Right.
And so many people have been talking about it, and like, posting like pictures of people listening to, like the songs they're listening to.
Right.
And everyone's like so upset. I'm like, I don't know any of his music at all. And then I put it on today, one song, and I was like, I've never heard this in my life.
Well, but like, how are you supposed to find out about music after like a certain point? You know what I mean?
What do you mean? Well, I don't like listen to new music.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
How does one find out about new music unless they make a concerted effort to keep up with like the happenings?
Yeah. Yeah. I did karaoke one time with a bunch of people who were born after like, 1995.
Nightmare.
Yeah. And I was like putting on all these fun old songs. And then this guy there was like, Chelsea, put on something that was like for people born after 1999.
No.
Yeah.
Well, are you a karaoke person?
You know what? I never thought I was, but I tried it and I had a lot of fun doing it. But I don't think I would have been able to do it earlier in my life. I think this is like a later in life confidence.
Oh, you've grown into karaoke.
I mean, I haven't done it too many times, but I think it depends on like the people you're with and the setting. It could be fun, and you can make it into like a big performance and kind of just be silly with it.
Yeah, no, I could see that. See, like, I think maybe you're right. I'm not a karaoke person, but I do think that people can grow into like a karaoke type of confidence.
Well, yeah, I'm not looking to be a solo karaoke artist,
right,
in a bar like belting out like a ballad.
Like people sometimes of people just go to do karaoke to like flex their like singing abilities.
Totally.
They're like,
that's a certain type of person.
Right. And it's like, damn, I get it. If I could sing, I probably would do the same. Like, it seems like a self-indulgent masturbatory thing, but it's like, that's what stand-up's for, so.
Totally. I wish I was, like, a really good singer, too.
Me, too. Like, that is the one fucking thing. Like, I wish that more than anything. Like, I wish that I could sing so badly. Like, I want to take singing. But then I'm like, do I?
When I was younger, I was just singing, and my mom walked by, and she was like, Chelsea, do you want to take voice lessons? And I was like, no, but like inside I was like, yes. And I just never forgot that moment.
Yeah, because there's something weird. Like there's like musical theater people and that whole thing. And that's kind of scary. Like,
I don't like musicals.
Me either. Well,
I did rewatch La La Land actually just recently. And I really enjoyed it. And I cried at the end.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it even.
Oh, it's really good. the second time. The first time I was like, I don't. Yeah, I'm not. Everyone loves musicals.
See, like I'm into it. Maybe no. I don't think so.
The dancing, it's so vulnerable. You know what it is? I think it's just
too much.
I think they're just being so vulnerable, but now I'm in a different place, sort of like comedically and it's all about like vulnerability. I think the ability to like be so silly and like in front of an audience and acting really like dorky.
Right.
There's something like fun and attractive about that to me right now.
Right. It's so like, scary to me, the vulnerability of that.
This is a very new thing.
Yeah, like
it's just been in the past year.
Really?
But I'm trying to dive deep into it.
Well, no, like I respect that because I actually was just listening to a fucking TED Talk about vulnerability.
Brene Brown.
Yeah. Have you listened to that?
I did listen to it, and like it's like I listened to it. It was so hyped up. And and I listened to it and it didn't do anything for me the first time. But for me, I think TED Talks can be for some reason a little hard to follow.
Well, also it's like I don't know, the vulnerability one when I first listened to it didn't do anything for me, but then I listened to the other one that she did on shame and I was like, whoa, this speaks way more to me than the vulnerability one.
I wonder if I can't remember which one. The shame thing sounds familiar.
Well, it's like kind of like the two things that she studied in like her math, whatever, got for doctorate or whatever. Mm-hmm. She studied vulnerability and shame and how a lot of times like those two things go hand in hand, I guess. Like,
being okay with shame?
Being okay with vulnerability shame? Without basically feeling shame. You know what I'm saying? That's huge. Or not shaming yourself for being vulnerable.
I'm going to have to watch both of those again.
Yeah, like they're more like listening to, because TED Talks is like, and there's moments of it where you're like, okay. You know, it's hard sometimes when you're used to being around funny people to listen to
yeah, we've been having problems with an audiobook.
Yeah. Oh, that audiobook.
Yeah.
Badass by Jen Sincero.
Yeah. First of all, for an audiobook to be good, you got to have I don't like her voice.
I don't like her voice either.
And she has really bad jokes.
They're like bad jokes. They're like she'll call a vagina a JJ. Those types of jokes. And it's like a trigger. It's like, and you're like, oh my God, why did you say that? I can't keep listening. But if you continue and stay with it, there are moments of like, damn, that was helpful and useful. But yeah. It does almost sound like someone's just like, it's triggering.
What I'm trying to do is just focus on the information and like ignore and let all those other things slide. Because when she gets to, when you learn the information about, like whatever
it's like
she's
connecting
talking
to,
like forgetting.
No. I know exactly what you're saying. It's like if you see somebody,
manifestation and positivity,
right? It's like connecting with someone who's ugly, even though it's against your better judgment. You know what I'm saying? It's like you get over it. You're like, okay, I can still connect to her. I hear what she's saying. It's still valuable. The package isn't how I would present it.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up. Oh, should we play a clip of her voice?
Yeah.
This audio program is presented by Audible.
Let me go to the chapters. I actually started. Okay, here we go.
Chapter 5. Self-perception is a zoo.
Ugh.
I'm okay. I'm not okay. The title of my friend Cynthia's yet-to-be-written autobiography.
Oh my God, I can't listen to it.
I have a friend who's a professional speaker. She's the kind of person who is so articulate, so powerful and bright and naturally captivating that she could be standing at the counter ordering a burrito and I'd get all teary-eyed.
Okay. Like that's
it's like, yeah. And it's like, okay, is that a joke? Is that a joke? You know what I mean? Like the teary-eyed burrito thing. Like, is that a joke?
It was so uncomfortable. But yeah, I think she doesn't know how to write jokes, but she does have some good information. I'm trying to pull up someone else on the subject of audiobooks. The divine oops. Fuck. This one is The Law of Divine Compensation by Marianne Williamson.
Oh.
Have you ever heard that? I'm going to play a little clip from that just because we're having fun.
Is she more?
Chapter 6, Beyond Guilt.
Whoa.
Another major category of thoughts that deactivate the law of divine compensation is guilt.
Whoa.
Sometimes we have a pretty good success rate at forgiving others, but we aren't so good at forgiving ourselves. We think, okay, I can believe that the universe was programmed to give me what would make me happy, but then I blew it, and I can't forgive myself.
I prefer those more like robotic voices, and now, I mean, that's a pretty good segue into Esther Hicks.
Yeah.
We've been talking, motivational videos. What would you call that?
I would call it, well, I first got into it as like a form of like self-help because I had been in a really negative phase of thinking. And my friend who does hair, a lot of her successful clients listen to Esther Hicks. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who also goes by Abraham Hicks.
And that was a big thing for me to try to like understand.
Yeah, and how would we define, I think Abraham Hicks is the character or persona that Esther Hicks channels.
Right. She says that she taps into source energy and through source energy is able to channel like her divine alter ego who's named Abraham Hicks.
You have to be tuned in,
tapped on.
Fuck, what is it? I know this. Tuned in, tapped in, and turned on.
Yeah. Yeah.
He says that over and over again.
Yeah.
Tuned in, tapped in, turned on.
Right.
But I like her.
She really I just find her to be like super interesting to listen to. Like I don't listen to her and think, oh man, this is boring, or like that was a bad joke. Like if she makes a joke, she normally crushes.
Yeah,
right.
And you're her like, audience. Well, I think that's also the difference is that hers are all live recordings.
Yes.
And those are audiobooks. So there's no studio audience laughing. But what's funny about Esther Hicks is all the people laughing are clear, like they're going to laugh at anything she says because they seem like very diehard followers.
Yeah.
Who
Yes.
Who are just like
groupies.
Praising. It's almost like a cult leader and their group members. That's the passion behind their appreciation of what she's saying.
Absolutely. They're like groupies. They like swear by this because I do think that there is something to positive thinking.
It's talk about vulnerability. It's vulnerable to go to these people live.
Oh yeah, like
that's a whole. I mean, I'll hide behind YouTube all day, but going live, that's like another.
Yeah, like I'll hide behind YouTube all day as long as nobody knows that I'm But on my YouTube page, for some reason, it said that it says, and I can't get it off, that I liked an Abraham Hicks video, and I keep trying to unclick it, and I'm like, why won't it fucking unclick?
Yeah,
and it's giving me like severe anxiety because I'm like,
who's looking?
I don't know, but that's the thing. You know what I mean? Who is looking? It doesn't matter.
What is someone going to say? You're looking up manifestation.
You're focusing on trying to be more sane and self-help. Whatever capsule it comes in really doesn't matter. But yeah, there is that vulnerability that like I like to present a certain part of who I am, not all of it all of the time.
Yeah, I started listening to Esther Hicks after a really bad breakup 2 years ago when I felt like really insane and I felt really depressed. And if you've ever gone through, something where you feel so depressed every day, you're just like, you just have a really heavy energy. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to play this nonstop. I literally listened to her like 24 hours a day. Like every time I drive in my car when I was like in my apartment getting ready, and like it really helped uplift me, and it gives you hope and puts you in like a more like a better vibe. I don't know.
Yeah.
The whole vortex thing is really interesting.
Right. So how would you explain that to somebody who
I just started listening again. I think I took like a 6-month break.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like when you're in, well, first of all, it's about your vibration.
Right. So she says that we live in a vibration-based universe.
Which is your energy, your thoughts are energy.
Right.
So when you're thinking negative thoughts, you're putting out negative energy and you're not receiving vibrational energy and opportunity. So you have to be in, right? So you have to be in a positive like mindset, or just like not negative. Like what were you saying? Like, oh, the gratitude part.
Well, also, yeah, like she says, so basically the whole concept is that, you know, like energy attracts like energy. So if you're if you're negative all the time, why would you connect with positive people? That just doesn't make sense. Just from like a science, like you're not even, you know, trying. You know what I mean? Like it makes sense that vibrationally you wouldn't connect if we're all energy, and words have vibrations and thoughts have vibrations and sound has vibrations, all of it. So that's the basic principle. And so she explains that when you are like all human beings were put on this planet to fulfill their dreams basically and to be happy. And when you start tuning into that happiness into good thoughts, then you will see the results of that through like equally matched energy. And so she says that when you are in your quote unquote vortex, then you are in alignment with who you really are. And a lot of times that comes from, you know, positive thoughts and you know, and watching your statements and not saying like nothing ever good happens to me or that type of thing. And also she says that getting into a state of appreciation and gratitude generally results in more positivity if you're having trouble getting to that place.
So that's changing your thoughts, like...
Right. So, and she says, like, you can start small. Because, like, to me, the whole thing behind it is, like, the worst thing that can happen if you start thinking more positively is that it doesn't work. Mm-hmm. That's, like, the worst thing that happens.
Yeah.
The best thing that happens is that, like, you're living more positively.
Well, I liked what you said about, we were talking about this the other day, and kind of like an example of that is like say you were supposed to get like a phone call today from like a job and you didn't get it. And instead of sinking in that feeling and, you know, going into like a fear spiral and, I'm not good enough, nothing good will ever happen for me. Instead, to put your focus on, wow, today was such an awesome day for me. I went to my favorite breakfast place. I had an amazing, croissant, and isn't that like the...
Yeah, that's kind of the... Or like, and she says like to just go, and rather than to dwell on something that's like super negative and like really zero in on it and like use it as a way to shame yourself for not being in the place that you vibrationally want to be, she would say instead to go general and to just start like, yeah, I had it's a great day. Like I had a great breakfast. I'm so lucky that I'm able to have breakfast at this time. Like most people are at work right now. I get to do this. I'm so lucky. Like, and not just to bullshit yourself, but to actually try to find those, that type of appreciation. And then also to use points of contrast as like a launching pad and as an opportunity to redefine what it is that you want while you're on the planet, basically.
Yeah, I gratitude is, I try to do a daily gratitude in the morning. Do you do those?
Yeah, I try to do it. I do it a lot at the end of the night because at the end of the night, like after the whole, I'm always like, fuck this shit. Like I'm ready for bed. Like I don't want to talk to anybody. You know what I mean? So I try to do it then.
It's almost better. I feel like it could almost be better doing it at night because then you get to talk about everything that happened in the day.
Well, I also do think though,
but it's also a way to start the morning. And I also try to write in a notebook sometimes in the morning. Well, it's this thing that I learned in the artist's way. It's called Morning Pages.
That.
Yeah.
You write for 10 minutes or something?
3 pages. It's usually like half hour.
So the whole concept behind that is that if you're any type of artist, whether it be like a writer or a painter or whatever, you activate your creativity by writing for 10 minutes every day.
Well,
or
I feel like I don't do it all the time. When I do it every day, it makes me feel incredible. It makes me feel like, this is weird to say out loud, but it makes me feel like God is speaking through me.
No, I get that.
When I write, something really magical happens, and unconsciously I'll even write answers. If I'm upset about something, family issue, career, whatever, relationship, friends, I'll be writing in the notebook about it, and then I will get like this answer back from God without even thinking.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense because I know exactly what you're talking about. Because like
I don't.
But when you have a pen, is it
No,
easier?
Pen, I get pen and
like,
writing. I mean, I normally write those types of things in a notebook.
Right.
But I've been typing on my computer and been on a roll, and things will just pour out of me that I'm not thinking about. And it feels like some kind of wire connected to a computer that my brain isn't a part of. And it just flows out of me in a different way.
Right. Like you're tapped into that makes sense. And so it's interesting. That's really interesting because it's, I don't know. I feel like being able to tap into your creativity, you can do it normally. It's easier when you're in a place of like alignment.
Yeah, it's also different because you're like tapping, well, not different. You're also tapping into your unconscious.
Yes. I mean, I have like...
Or your subconscious. Which one is it?
I don't know.
I feel stupid.
It does feel like it's like a different level of, like you're exploring different levels of consciousness because I've like woken up in the middle of the night, written down something on a Post-it, and then gone back to bed. And then in the morning been like, what'd I write? Oh yeah, that was really funny. Mm-hmm. I don't know where that came from at all.
Yeah.
Or what the fuck?
Well, it's like yesterday I was writing in a notebook. I just felt the urge to like write. And then like I just started writing and it was like, you need to start writing a movie. Like you love movies. You've always wanted to write a movie. And I wrote one screenplay one time and I've been focused on pilots, and I also I've always wanted to write a movie on my own. And I'd love to, make shit. It's like I look at people like, Sofia Coppola, Greta Gerwig, like, these females who make these, cool movies that are like, popular and artsy and,
Totally.
And it's like, I know I could be, you know what I mean? And it's like, fuck, I need it. But then I'm always like, the idea. And I get wrapped up on other things. And I'm like, well, once I start writing, it will come out, which is always like the thing. There's always like an excuse to just not take a step. Do you know what I mean?
Well, right. Because sometimes it's like you don't know which... It's interesting because you're like, okay, I don't know how the fuck to do that. But it's like you don't have to know exactly how to do it. You just need to take the first step. And then like kind of just...
Mm-hmm. I was having a conversation today with someone who was like, oh, and I have to ask you about podcast stuff. And 3 weeks ago we talked about how he wanted to he wanted to start a podcast. And it's just like... not bashing him whatsoever, but it's like, in 3 weeks you haven't made any progress on that because people don't just start things.
Right.
Because I wanted to do a podcast by myself for 2 years.
Same.
And I've only been doing this one for like, I don't know, 8 months or something.
Well, for me, I was like, I've always had podcasts with different podcast partners. Mm-hmm. And then I just got to the place of like, it's a lot easier to just depend on yourself in terms of like, logistics and like you have to schedule and all of that. And it's just easier. It's so interesting, though, the way that our mind works. And is that just because we don't want to be vulnerable?
Bringing it back. I was going to play, should we play a little clip of Esther Hicks?
Yeah, we can, yeah.
This is Letting Go is Getting into the Vortex. Oh, fuck, there's an ad.
Of course. This is just like
That's so annoying. I hate these ads that like pop up.
You know who's really into Esther Hicks?
Who?
Oprah.
Really?
Yeah.
When we talk about the vortex,
I love her.
what we really want, like everyone to find a way of experiencing is your vortex, no matter who you are, will take you in at one time or another every single day. Mm-hmm. Something will happen where you will come into alignment with who you are. It might be a bird that you see. It might be...
All right. Well, you get... Hold on. That's not... We need it to get...
Make those
might be a bird.
Shifts, you see. Yeah. So, is it appropriate for you to feel the sting of injustice? Of course it's...
I don't know. You get the idea. Look it up.
Yeah.
So
she's great.
This is different, but talking about seeing these people live.
Yeah.
When I was, 3 years ago, I was in, a bad relationship, and a friend asked me to come with him to see Pat Allen. Have you ever heard of Pat?
Oh my God. Wait, that's so weird. I just was listening to Pat Allen.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm really curious about what you think, because that's so fucking...
Okay, that's vulnerable.
Pat Allen.
Going to see
Pat Allen.
Okay, so
yeah, when the people, that's so weird. That's so weird because I was literally listening to a seminar with Pat Allen today. That's a trip. That's fucking crazy. And I was like, who are these people? Because it's like they record the seminars. Was it in Orange County?
No, it was Marriott? It was at a Marriott, I think.
She loves the Marriott.
But I think it was in like Century City.
Okay.
Or like what's Culver? It was in Culver City.
Okay.
So basically, Pat Allen is like a relationship expert,
guru. She's like, but she's older.
She's older,
like, and some of her ideas are little.
I actually don't really agree. What I took for
it's so weird.
So first of all,
just listening to her, I'm like, yeah, there's moments of like that makes a lot of sense, and then of like, you're fucking insane, Pat Allen.
Well, I think it's a lot of like serving the man, which I don't like. A lot of like old fashioned thoughts, which I'm not like saying that from like a feminist place, but from like a
human place.
It just seemed like too submissive.
Yeah, like it just seemed like it wasn't up. It seems
like being really subservient.
Yeah, it just seems like
old fashioned.
It's not updated. Mm-hmm. It's like I can see what she's saying, and if we could just get like a software update on it, you know what I mean? Because she's like talking about things. You're like, okay, but now there's apps and there's this and there's that, and like dating is very complex. Like, you know, it's not the 1950s. But wait, so you went to go see her?
So 3 years ago, a sponsor of mine had her book. I think it was called. Is it called Getting to I Do?
Yeah, it's called Getting to I Do.
So she gave me the book. She was done with it. I wanted to read it because I was in this relationship where I was trying to tie this guy down who didn't want to be with me. And I'm so glad it didn't happen. And
we've all had those.
And I took the book from her. I was reading it like crazy, and I put wrapping paper on the outside of the book
because
I didn't want anyone to see what I was reading.
Yeah.
Like, remember when you would cover your textbooks with paper in high school?
Absolutely. Because I was like, I wouldn't even order one of her books off the internet.
Yeah.
And then like I'd be embarrassed.
Yeah. So I had the book, I was reading it, and then randomly enough, a friend of mine, maybe a couple days later, was like, hey, there's this person named Pat Allen. And I was like, oh, I'm reading her book. And then she's like, yeah, she's having a seminar. Do you want to come? And I was like, okay. And she was like, I'm going to go with like a girlfriend of mine. And I was like, cool. It was like three single girls going
I
was in a relationship, but it felt like three single girls going to like this relationship seminar, which I have to be honest felt like a low.
It seems like a low.
It feels
like honestly the thought of doing that just made me feel like I could.
It was embarrassing, and at the time, the guy I was dating, he made me share my location with him at all times.
Oh,
that's crazy, right?
Yeah, that's like beyond crazy.
Yeah,
it's like
you know who it was.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So he made me share my location with him at all times.
So it was just always shared.
Always shared, so he can always see where I was.
So you were like microchipped.
I mean, I think he probably was cheating on me and projecting.
I've been in those before.
Because, like, why would he be acting like that? You know, it was just kind of odd. But
that's such insane behavior.
I know.
To be
so
like,
he saw that I was there. He saw that I was at the Marriott in Culver City.
Really?
And I had to tell him where I was because it sounds like I was like hooking up with some random guy at the Marriott.
Be at a Marriott?
I mean, that sounds like gross. That sounds like prostitute shit. You know what I mean?
She's at a Marriott in Culver City
that sounds
at like 3 p.m. on a Saturday.
No, it was like 9 p.m. or something on like a Monday.
Okay.
And then I told him, and then he goes, I had a feeling you were at something like that. Which was even more embarrassing that he knew I went to it because I was like trying so hard to save this relationship. But enough about that. So we went to the thing and I wasn't really like feeling it, and that was it. And I didn't really take much from it. But I've heard this Marianne Williamson, who's at the Saban Theater 2 Mondays out of the month. She's back and forth. I've heard hers is very good.
Oh,
and
what is
I
hers?
would go to hers. Hers is she did a course on miracles, which is like a very popular book.
Okay, wait, because I've heard her name before.
Yeah, she's popular, and she was the one who I was playing that other Audible book that I had, the Divine Law of Compensation, and I like her. I think she's.
What is her?
I never.
Write this down.
Well, A Course in we should go together.
Yeah.
Fuck! I'm starting an acting class. on now that it's on Monday nights for the next year.
Oh, it used to be.
It used to be Sunday and some other day. Now it's Monday and Wednesday. Maybe I go on the 17th if she's there.
So what's the deal with her? What?
I don't know. There was a book called A Course in Miracles.
Okay.
Which is like a really popular spirituality book, and she wrote like her response to it or like work she did with it. I don't really know how to explain it, but so she's like kind of like the face of that and has made a bunch of other books. But her particular book that I've listened to, all these people kind of say the same thing. It's really truly all about like putting like manifestation, being like positive, right?
Yeah, it does. Even if you look at it, like even on like a larger level, like it's like saying the same things. And I feel like religion is even saying the same things that these same things are saying. Even if you look at like something like Christianity, right? And you can compare that to like Abraham Hicks in that she says that like we are divine beings who are here, who are also human. In Christianity, that they say basically the same shit.
Really?
Like,
how do you know that?
Because I went to all girls Catholic school.
Oh, right. But you're Jewish.
Yeah, my dad is a Jew. My parents just sent me to Catholic school just for the education, not really for the religious.
Are you just half Jewish?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Do you know your what? I'm 46% Ashkenazi.
I know. I don't know the exact percentage, but I know that I'm a lot. I'm all Ashkenazi. I know that.
What else are you?
My mom is Puerto Rican.
Really?
And Irish.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, my mom grew up in Queens over like an Irish bar in Astoria. And she is half Irish and half Puerto Rican.
So you're Puerto Rican Jewish.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's really it's weird. It's like an interesting combination because there aren't that many Puerto Ricans in California.
No, they're not.
And
but I can recognize them when I see them because I'm from New York. Because in New York it's Puerto Rican and Dominican, and here it's Mexican.
Right, totally. And but when my mom grew up in New York, she didn't even know that she was Puerto Rican until she was probably like 10 or 11 because they always just told her she was Italian and she didn't know.
Yeah,
because like Puerto Ricans.
You look Italian to me.
Yeah, I get a lot of people ask me if I'm Italian or also like Armenian. It'll be random. They'll be like, "Are you Armenian?" And I'm like,
That's odd.
So
but that's
random.
if you were not in California, people wouldn't ask you if you were Armenian.
No, it's like if I'm chilling in Glendale,
Do you feel like connected to any sort of Puerto Rican or like when you hear a song that's like, okay, I
feel like maybe like no, like you mean like is it like innate like in me? Like I'm like, oh yeah, fuck, and all of a sudden I just like start like gyrating and like dancing, like kind of like J-Lo-ish. No, like I have a temper. I don't know if that's like a Puerto Rican thing or just like a.
Do you have a temper?
I can have a temper. Yeah,
I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, but like it takes a lot to get me mad. But when I'm mad, like there's a moment of just like pure insanity, and I just need like. Probably like 10 minutes to calm down, and then normally I'm fine no matter how mad I am, and then I just get over things.
I get over things easily too.
Yeah, but like it's almost to a fault how quickly I can get over them. Where I'm like, am I supposed to be over this? Because like other people wouldn't be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm always the first one to want to get over something. I don't like being in a fight with other people or like feeling animosity.
No.
Yeah.
I always like, how can I wrap this up and put a bow on it? And like
a pussy bow.
Yeah, let's tie us with a pussy bow. I can't believe it's called a pussy bow.
I know, isn't that odd? But I think it was like something from we're talking about blouses that have a bow, like a secretary blouse.
Right.
It's called a pussy bow.
Yeah, almost like ascot-ish.
Yeah.
In a way, but not. Like a string
around
the collar.
So you went to Catholic school. I mean, love a uniform. But were you experimenting with fashion on the weekends then, since you're always in a uniform? Or like when have you always been dressing so stylish?
I mean, like, okay, so when I was like a little kid, like little, I remember my mom, I used to make her retie the bows on my shoes so that they looked exactly the same. And she was like, no, I'm not doing this. Like, you have to do it yourself. Like, if you want, I'm not going to retie. And I wanted them to be perfect. Or like,
Is that OCD?
I don't know if it's like OCD or just like in terms of like being so, like, knowing what I like to put.
Perfectionism?
Yeah, like the thought of having somebody else tell me what to wear is like a nightmare.
I know. I hate that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Even like when I was little, I used to have like these beaded fruit necklace and bracelet, and I probably went through like 12 of them. I kept breaking them. They were like string with like these fruit beads. My mom, I would beg her to take me to go get them. We'd get more. I had like a purse I would carry with like my accessories, and it was rainbow. I'd wear like ruffle socks and Mary Janes. Like,
I love that.
They were called. My grandpa used to always take me when I was a little girl to get Christmas shoes, and he would call them like party. They would just call them party shoes. They were like patent leather Mary Janes, and I would get them for every like holiday season. It was like a thing.
Ooh.
It was like a thing that we did, and I would want to wear
that.
it. Yeah, it was really cute. Like, they would take me like the special shoe store. I would get these like little leather Mary Janes, and I would wear them for the holidays, but I would want to wear them like I would just wear them all year round.
Yeah.
Yeah, with like a ruffle sock. And like
that
was
sounds
my
so
thing.
cute. I love that whole like sock look, and I used to be I love like uniforms and schoolgirl outfits. And
Me too.
Uniform, I think, is like, yeah, or like I really want to get like a maid's outfit, not a costume, like a legit pink maid's outfit, and I want to have it tailored short. And like, wear it around the house when I'm cleaning to be cute.
I like that. See, like I like that type of shit too.
But I like actual uniforms. I don't like costumes.
Because you know what it is? Okay, I think it's easier. Like for me, I honestly do feel like having a uniform, because I had a uniform from kindergarten to 12th grade. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's easy because you don't have to think about things in a way, which is like, there is something nice about that, especially like as an adult. I'm like, okay, like these are the bottoms that I have, and then I know what I can like switch out in terms of tops with it, kind of. Like, I just feel like, I don't know. But in school, I went through a lot of different weird phases. It was like on the weekends, I was like, fuck yeah, I want to do that and that and that.
What kind of phases did you go through?
I went hard on, when Limited 2 first came out.
Yeah. Did you ever steal the tank tops from there?
No, I was such a pussy. Like, I was always so afraid of getting in trouble.
We all stole the Limited 2 tank tops. That was like a really big thing to do where I was from.
No.
Yeah.
But like,
there was like the spaghetti strap tank tops. They didn't have tags on them, and everyone would steal them.
Really?
Yeah.
This Limited 2 was so cool. Mm-hmm. I thought it was. It was like you can get like a lip gloss, a sports bra, and like a fucking camisole.
Yeah.
You're like, can I get this, please? You would steal?
Yeah, I stole a lot growing up.
You did?
Yeah, and then I got caught one time, and I never stole again. It was really mortifying.
Where did you get caught?
I got caught at the Westchester Mall, which is a pretty nice mall, outside of Neiman Marcus.
No.
I had been stealing all day, and I didn't know
What do you mean?
I had a bag full of stolen shit from a bunch of stores. I didn't know that those round things were cameras above my head because I was like 10.
Right.
And I was at Neiman Marcus. I stole a bunch of Clinique samples. I walked out with my friend, and a mall cop was waiting there with his legs like spread apart in a power pose with his badge, like wallet, like open. Like he was like posing and waiting for me. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Like, I'm just picturing Kevin James right now. I don't know why.
Yeah, but this guy was like scary. He wasn't like
and you're 10.
It was, and then he was like, "Can I see your bag?" He's like, he said, "Can I go through your bag?" And then I'll never forget, he went through everything, and he picked up all my stuff, and he picked up a bottle of lotion that I had stolen from, I think, Bath and Body Works, and he goes, "These are testers as well."
No.
Yeah,
no.
And I thought he was going to make me return everything, but he didn't. And my legs were shaking so much, like the entire time. And he just took back the Clinique samples, and then he let me leave. And my dad was waiting outside in the car to pick me up, and he had no idea, and we just went into the car and didn't say anything, and I was like 10 minutes late, and he had no idea why, he didn't ask, and I was like, it was so scary. And then my friend got caught stealing from H&M. She stole a bracelet and I was with her, but I didn't even know that she was doing it. And we got pulled into this back room with all these security cameras and she had to get her picture taken and couldn't go to H&M for like a year.
No, you're blacklisted from H&M.
She did. And that was like probably like a year after it happened to me. And then I was just so scared. You know what I mean?
Wait, so would your parents have been pissed?
Yeah. I was a bad kid, though. I was a troublemaker. Yeah.
Were you was it your idea to steal or was it your friend's idea? Like,
we just stole. It was just like normal.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I'd be so afraid.
A lot of people stole. So my friend's older sister, she was like the best at stealing. She was in
Nordstrom's a lot to steal.
So she would always steal from Nordstrom's. They
don't have tags.
This is crazy to me. She walked right into Nordstrom's, picked a Kate Spade bag up, which were cool when we were younger. She picked a Kate Spade bag up, looked at it, put it on her shoulder, and walked right out with it.
I'm not that like.
I can't believe she did that. Her entire closet was all stuff that was stolen. She was like the number one person.
Yeah. In high school, there were these girls that stole, and I was like, admirable from a distance, but like, I don't have the fucking balls to do it.
So what kind of girl were you in high school?
Like just wild. Mm-hmm. Wanting to go out all of the time. Wanting to be around guys all of the time because I was in all-girls school. Yeah, what was that like? Was there like a whole thing with like, and did you guys have dances together? Yeah, we had co-ed dances. So like I went to Louisville, which is like the all-girls school in the Valley on Mulholland and Topanga, and then the boys' school, Crespi, which was in Encino. So like there were certain things like throughout the year. So it was like homecoming, winter formal, prom, all of that stuff we had with them. And then we had like exchange day, and that's when like it would be like one day out of the year where it was like school became co-ed. That's fun. Yeah. And then like I would just do all the activities at the boys' school. Like since they had the field, I'd like do track and field. No interest in track. I did track and field. You did? Which thing did you do? They made me do the fucking 2 mile, which at that point it's like nobody cares. You're a shitty runner. And then also the 1 mile. Mm-hmm. And I tried doing the 800 and the 400. And I was like, dude, I hated it. Are you a fast runner? No. Are you? No. I just did it for the dick. I was like, that's so funny. I was like, I just want to be around men. Yeah. I technically did pole vaulting, but I never made it over once. I never made it over once. I don't know why I was like in it. I did field hockey for 7 years though. No, field hockey? What? Okay, pole vaulting looked super fun. It's too hard. I don't have upper arm strength. I feel like you have to be like I remember like big bitches would do like shot put. Yeah. Like with that. That's like such a specific. It was always for the more athletic build. Yeah. Like, oh, you're a big bitch. Shot put? Did you play any other sports? I played soccer. I played soccer for a long time, but I wasn't good. And then I got like decent, but still not like varsity good. Like I played JV in high school. I played soccer for like from the time I was probably like 10 till the time I was 18. So yeah. Did you? I did field hockey. Yeah. Wait, so is that just like how does that work? Field hockey. You never heard of it? Well, like, is it just like, because I'm thinking roller hockey. It's like the same. It's on a field. It's pretty much like this. Hockey on a field. It's pretty much like the same as soccer. If there's like inner and then like outer. Do you know what I mean? And then what's the thing on the far right called? It starts with the forward. Oh, I don't know. I think it's pretty much like the way that a soccer setup is, like position wise. And you just play, you have like a wooden field hockey stick and shin guards, a skirt, and then there's like a ball. And it's really fun. But so does the ball, how does it move on the grass? I guess is what I'm asking. Fast. So it's not a puck. No, it's like a hard round ball. Is it more like, it's like a tennis ball that's like a hard. Oh, it's like plexiglass or something. Okay, was it fun? Very fun. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, it was. Remember like preseason and all that? Yeah. Well, so like, what season is field hockey? It's in the fall. Okay, they didn't even offer that at my high school, or yeah, I think it's like a division thing. Okay. I've heard of other. Yeah. You know what? It might be an East Coast thing. It might be. Like, because we don't... that wasn't really a thing.
Yeah.
There's like water polo and like softball. I tried to do softball for a minute. That wasn't.
Yeah. Did you go to college? I forgot.
Yeah, I went to college. I went to Chapman in Orange County.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
What'd you study there?
Communications.
Me too.
I didn't love it.
Yeah. For me, I was partying a lot in college.
Yeah.
It took me 6 years to graduate, 4
College.
years, because I went to 3 different schools and I lost a lot of credits.
Okay, that makes sense.
But some classes I just wasn't even showing up for, or like the only classes I liked were the film classes.
Yeah.
Did you take any film classes?
No, I didn't take film classes. I just wanted to get the fuck out of there. So I got in there. I graduated early because I was like, I do not want to be here. And my parents were like, you're not going to pursue anything until you have a college degree. That was kind of like
Do you have a BA?
I have a BA, yeah.
Do you have student loans?
No.
Oh, you're so lucky.
Don't have student loans. I'm very lucky.
Yeah, I wish I didn't have them.
It's like, I feel like
they're never ending.
everybody has fucking student loans. It's like, oh, I'm supposed to get educated so I can get a job, and then you get educated, then you're still like, well, now what?
Well, I almost feel like you should only really go to college if like someone else is going to pay for it.
Well, I think you should go to
or like if you're actually going to use your degree, because communications to me like should really only like it's really only if you like work in public relations, marketing, or advertising.
Or like yeah, when are you going to go do like qualitative and quantitative research?
Oh my
and
God,
like, you know what I mean? You're like, I just wrote a 40-page paper. Like
it's like, why am I taking inductive logic?
Yeah, like it just doesn't make sense. But it's just like, it's interesting because it feels like there's a better way to teach communications that's more applicable to daily life. Like one of my favorite classes I took was in health communications. And it was like a very specific course that this school offered. And there was like, it was just talking about how like things get lost in like medical settings and how there needs to be more clear conversations and ways to do that, because like a lot of jargon gets lost between like doctors and patients. It was really interesting and like useful and like practical, and you could be like, okay, this is how you use this in the real world versus like, a research communications paper. Like I wrote a 10-page paper on what was that fucking movie with Jake Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger where they played gay cowboy?
Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, I wrote like a 10-page paper on like Brokeback Mountain and like had to make that like.
I wrote a paper on American Psycho.
You did? That's interesting.
Yeah, I got an A.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like, it feels good when you get A's, right?
I know.
It's like I'm still riding off the highs of like.
Still riding off the high of a college A.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I had my own show on the college radio station.
You did?
And the show was called I Bang Teachers for A's.
No.
Yeah. So you studied communications. Did you have a career in mind when you originally went to college?
I didn't want, okay, this is what I told my parents. I was like, I'm not going to college.
What did you want to do?
I wanted to audition for the real world. Yeah. That was my plan.
I know that feeling.
I was like, fuck this. You guys don't even understand me. Okay. Like, stop trying to tell me what to do. One, I want to just be around dick. And two, like,
oh my God.
I want to, like, be on the real world.
Yeah.
That's
Did you ever apply?
There was an audition in Santa Barbara, and I was always like, I'm going to go apply. And my mom was like, no, you're not. And I just listened and just was like, I like the fantasy of it, I think. I think I knew. Because, like, for me, I don't think that, for me personally, I don't think I had the emotional maturity at 18 to then, if I would have just pursued comedy straight from there, it wouldn't have ended well.
I used to, I sometimes like am jealous of people who started comedy
Same.
so early.
It's like, oh, you started when you were like 15?
Yeah, you do what you want. But then someone, actually Jake Weissman, I was talking to him about it, and he's like, who fucking cares? Like, ooh, you knew what you wanted to do at you're 18, like you fucking loser. And I was like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because it's also like, there's some parts of college that I found to be useful, like the social aspects up to a certain degree, because like I would drink in high school and go out in high school. So like that wasn't fun. Like being in Orange County with a bunch of drunk people wasn't fun for me.
Were you in a sorority?
No.
My colleges didn't have them.
My colleges had them, but I was like, I just got out of an all-girls school. The last thing I fucking want to do is be around all women.
So you just started fucking immediately?
Yeah. And then I got like into a really serious relationship with someone who I thought that I was going to marry. And
oh, really?
Yeah. I thought that my life was going to be, this is what I thought. I go to the tanning salon, right? Because I'm in Orange County. What else do I do?
Yeah.
And I continue to get hot pink nail polish. And then I live in a track home with my husband.
Wait, what's a track home?
It's like, a gated community where all the homes kind of look the same and they're all that tan color. Like, you can't tell anyone's house.
Cookie cutter.
Yeah, like cookie cutter, like suburbia. Like, I thought I was going to do that. And, like, I thought that my college boyfriend, like, at the time was going to be my husband. And that, like, he would go to work and, like, sell real estate. And then I would just, like, be at home. Doing I don't know what. Just.
Do you guys ever talk anymore?
No. Well, like, no.
Isn't that funny? Like, my first real boyfriend was when I was in college.
Yeah.
When I was 18.
Yeah.
And, like, just, like, it's, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that.
I mean, it is weird. It's weird because one, the only reason why I went to Chapman was because they had a good film school, but then I didn't apply to the film school.
That's funny.
Because I thought I was going to do broadcast journalism.
Me too.
Because I was like, what else am I going to do?
Me too.
Like, that seems like it's like the perfect gap between being on camera without being, like, too much of a narcissist under the guise of, like, journalism.
Did you ever get to take classes where you got to make videos?
In high school I did, and I took acting classes and did all of that in high school.
Yeah. I loved I was in a couple of those classes in college. It was really fun.
Yeah. See, like, I didn't even fuck with that because I just wanted to get out of it so badly, and I didn't want to have to apply into the film school because the film school was really hard to get into.
So what happened from after college?
So then after college, my college boyfriend and I break up.
Sorry.
And it's like devastating, right? Like, I'm like, my life is over.
Totally.
Like, my husband, like, I think that he's going to be my husband. And he's like, I think 5'5",
I think every girl thinks that the person they date is going to be their husband.
Yeah.
Or hopes. Because it's like, I just don't want to do this anymore.
Especially, like, the older you get, that you're like, okay, I'm not fucking around anymore. So it's like, I don't want to waste energy on, like, putting into something that's just whatever.
I've tried to make every person I've dated be my husband, even though none of them were right for me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, the other thing is, like, it's just so crazy how you think that somebody that you spend a bunch of time with, especially, like, in college, it's like, that dude is obviously, like, in hindsight, he's, like, an alcoholic. Like, you know what I mean? That's just, like, it's crazy how some people just continue to party like how they did in college in real life.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like that aspect of college, like, where the focus is so on partying that, like, what is that? Corny. You know what I mean? Like, it's corny, it's hack. Yeah. It's like that picture of that dude, like, drinking a 40 and his shirt says, like, college.
Well, those are, like, sheltered... I don't know.
Yeah, but it used to be, like, I feel like that's, like, a whole, like, marketing.
Well, it's like Animal House.
Yeah, like, it's a whole specific
beer
lifestyle. And then, like, but you're an adult, quote unquote. It's supposed to, like, stand for independence, but it's just breeding, like,
I feel like you're not an adult until after college.
No, there's nothing adult about being in
real.
college. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go into this theme party. Like, I would go to theme parties, but they were never fun. Like, I never was like, this is fun.
Yeah.
I'm dressed in a costume.
I went to college my first 3 years in Hawaii. And
that's crazy.
Yeah. And, like, it was just all partying. And I don't know. I kind of just felt like, it just felt like lame. Like, everyone in the world was, like, ahead, like, getting ahead of me.
That's how I felt.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. That's why I was like, I just want to get out of school. Like, I don't want to be in this setting anymore. Like, this is not fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun. It wasn't stimulating enough for me. But I also was like, went from being in LA to, like, Orange County in Orange,
So after college, did you try to get a job doing anything or pursuing?
So then I got a job after college. Well, like, in college, I interned at this fashion PR place, and I really liked that. I didn't really understand it was just, like, fun. It was just being around, like, clothes, and, like, we went to a project, the trade show in Vegas, which was cool, and it was, like, events and fashion PR. So I did that, and then I thought I wanted to work as a stylist. So I got a job at Bloomingdale's in the office of Bloomingdale's in the studio services office. So really what that was, it was really just an office job. And like stylists would come, they would do polls and I'd like check them out. Yeah. But I had like a 401k and like if, you know, like my coworkers had worked there a really long time and they were like made pretty good money. Like it was like stable, like enough.
I worked in fashion PR too when I was in college.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
Did you like it?
I worked in the closet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was really fun. But what I can't believe and what I was talking about recently was how much swag like just famous people get.
It's crazy.
I just want to be successful in my career enough to get free stuff.
Yeah. But like you will.
I hope so.
All the swag, you know what I mean? But then it's also like, it's like swag with like a price tag because you're like, they get all this shit and then they have to like
promote it.
It's like not.
Yeah,
just
that's true.
It's not just given to give. It's like given with the intention of you're going to post about this, right? And you're going to talk about it, right? And you're going to do all of that, right? That's why it's like, remember like I worked at like a gifting suite for an award show.
Is it? But then weren't you like, I want these gifts?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't understand.
I can't believe some of the stuff that people get.
Well, I remember Jessica Alba was there. And it was like the Latina, like some type of awards.
She's so pretty.
And she was like so pretty, but she was like so over it because they were like, Jessica, do you want these sunglasses? She's like, no. Like she just didn't want them, but she was like kind of bitchy. And I was like, damn, I want those fucking sunglasses. You know what I mean? Like Daisy, it was like Daisy Fuentes. It was like a Latina like award show. And there's like different stations and you could go to each station and like one station's like better than the next. Like, oh, here's an all paid fucking vacation. You just fill out this card and like...
Yeah, at Sundance, they have like a whole like suite thing like that. Like, don't they have like a gifting house or something?
Yeah, there's like...
Well, I guess they have those at every award show, a gifting suite.
Yeah.
And it's like incredible stuff.
It's like shit that you're like, damn. But that's what's crazy because it's like those types of wealthy people, they just get more wealthy because they're just like, they don't have to go buy sunglasses.
Yeah, we were packing up like really nice purses. I forgot who they were by, but they were like really cool, expensive purses to like every popular actress.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa.
No, I know. What is it about? I think it's just because it's like, there's something really exciting about
free stuff.
Yeah, free stuff, but not just free shit, like free shit that you want.
Like I'm so excited to even talk about
I know, like we're both
stuff.
just smiling. We're both just like so happy.
Send me free stuff. You know what? Someone who works for Beauty Blender who listened to my podcast sent me and two of my guests one time each a box of Beauty Blender stuff, and that was the first time I received something.
Yeah,
like you know,
it's a good feeling,
and it was. Oh yeah, and you get like a lot of CBD, and it feels so good.
It's like okay.
I'm so excited. I'm still using all my sponges.
You know what it is too? I think it's just because like doing stand up in LA, like it's hard to make actual like cold hard cash doing stand up in Los Angeles, aka you don't. Mm-hmm. So when you get any type of compensation, it feels good, especially because it's like okay, you're being rewarded for the path that you're taking.
Well, a lot of girls I follow on Instagram get so much shit. Do you see that? And they post on their stories like they're like, oh, I just have all this like La Mer stuff or like all these makeup products or like all the and I'm like, oh my god.
Well, yeah,
I just want stuff.
I'm also just like, okay, like I wish I had the balls to do like
message people,
to just be like, no, I'll message people if there's something that I'm like, oh, I wonder if I can get that. I'll just ask if I really want it, but like. You know.
Well, you know what I want? Have you ever used Oribe shampoo and conditioner? You know the brand Oribe?
Yeah.
I started using it. They have the most incredible shampoo.
What kind?
But it's like $50 for the shampoo.
Right, like why is shampoo that expensive?
Because I wanted it so badly. Yeah. And now it's all gone. And I'm like, fuck, I need an Oribe sponsor.
Okay, wait. So
how do we get an Oribe sponsor?
We got to just put it out there. Well, manifestation.
Okay, this is serious. I know a girl who works for them. And she went to my high school, but I don't want to like.
Hey, bae, can I get some more bae? No,
well, I just made a post to her saying, "I know the secret to your amazing hair. It's Oribe. No. I love that shampoo." Just like kind of feeling it out, and she's like, "Yes, thank you." And I was like, "Okay, that's it."
You're like, you know what? That's all I have. Yeah. No. Well, okay.
Do we need a PR agent?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, what were you going to say?
We need to get PR agents so we can get some, because shampoo's expensive, and I use a lot of products.
Love products.
I know that you love products because I know that because at your bridal shower you were like, oh my God, but any type of product.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love a product too.
Oh, I use your apron, by the way.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good.
Cute.
No, yeah, I know that you love a product.
I love products.
Because it's like, what is so fun about it? I don't know, but I feel the same way.
So I have a lot of like luxury samples from products or just like high end, and I can't throw them away.
No, that's like a hoarding thing. I have
It
that
is a hoarding thing. I was
that
cleaning out a bathroom closet, and I was like, I filled up a Ziploc bag with like a ton of things, and I don't think I'm going to use them ever. But like I try to use like the little like single face masks every once in a while, but like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, what am I holding on to this for?
See, okay, I don't know, because it feels like
it feels
wealthy. It feels wealthy to have be like, oh, I have all these like affluent like testers and samples. Like I look at all these products, like I'm a woman of luxury.
Yes,
right? That's how it feels.
I'm a woman of leisure.
Yeah, like I'm a fucking decadent bitch. Like, yes, that's a fucking Chanel primer, and I put that on. Like, but the thing that's weird and how I know it's hoarding is because I only use the same products.
Yeah,
I just
that you already own.
That I know I love.
Yeah.
And like I know that like I have like a backup of blue mascara, but like when am I going to use that? But then I don't want to get rid of it just in case.
Yeah, I don't know when I'm... Okay, that guy really annoys me.
Can you hear us?
Okay. I don't think so. The last time I was doing a podcast, he was in there and he's like trying to intimidate me to leave.
Really?
This guy in this window who's like coming up next.
What do you mean?
Well, the last time he was like staring me down, and there's like a whole fucking thing.
That happened to me in the sauna recently. Yeah, like at the I went to the sauna. Voda. Okay, have you been there?
Yeah, I saw that you posted that.
It's a lot.
I like it. You mean a lot of money?
I mean, like, no. Well, first of all, I was in the sauna I went with Mel, my friend Mel, you know her. We were in the fucking sauna, and like
it's
this
huge.
pack of 6 like Russian dudes came in, and they were using scare tactics, and they like it was like they were using scare tactics to like intimidate us and get us out. But like I was like,
what were they doing?
They were just like talking to each other in Russian, and it was like they were making it really obvious that they did not want us there. Like it was just like we couldn't understand what they were saying, but it was just like. They were
you caught the vibe.
We caught the vibe, and like I looked at Mel and she looked at me, and she had like no plans of leaving, so we stayed in there and we won, right? But we get out of the sauna, and it's probably like at this point, like I think I may have been in there for 40 minutes because I get out of there and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna
in there
faint.
for 40 minutes. I felt
like
it's so hot.
I don't know if it was 40 minutes, but it fucking felt like it, and I felt like I was gonna faint. But we beat like the Russian dude, so I felt great.
Do you go in the? Yeah, you just said I felt great. You were like Russian.
I became Russian. Like I was channeling a Russian woman somehow. I don't know what happened.
Do you go in the cold pool?
Yeah, I went.
Really?
In the cold. Well,
I've never been in it.
No, the little cold pool.
Yeah, like the freezing one.
No. Like,
have you ever been in it once?
No.
But don't you want to? Because you know the benefits, but you're not ready. I'm not ready.
That's how I feel kind of about like cryo.
I've done it once.
Did you like it?
No, it was so cold, but I feel like I should. I don't know if that's just like a fad or if it really truly is incredible.
What is it supposed to
Steven
do?
is obsessed with cryo. He goes like once or twice a week. He has a membership at a place, so he got to bring me as like a guest for a free one. And I stayed in it for 2.5 minutes, and it was so fucking cold. I don't like the cold.
No.
That's why I don't live in New York anymore. Like I don't. It's freezing.
Like I'd rather just not be uncomfortable if I don't have to be. And like to me, like I don't know all of the benefits of like cryo or being cold, but I think
inflammation, like muscle, it's like it's all the same shit.
Yeah, like,
exactly.
Oh, I did the sauna because I would just sweat out the toxins.
What about like an infrared body wrap or sauna? Have you tried that?
Ooh, an infrared body wrap? I haven't. Have you?
Yeah, I've done the infrared. I have a Groupon to an infrared.
What is it?
It's actually over the hill by you at this place called Sun Spa Tanning. And it's annoying to get there because I live in West Hollywood and it's like half hour to get there. And then you get wrapped up in this like hot thing, and it's like 110 degrees, and you're wrapped up for an hour, and you're wearing long sleeves and sweatpants, and you detox and you sweat a lot. I've been in the actual infrared saunas, which I do like better. They're like little square red boxes.
Okay.
Those are cooler to me.
Okay, what are the
thing
benefits?
Feels dirty. It's like detox and all the same shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who really knows?
I don't know. Everything's like marketed as being detox. Like, here's this tea. It's like, is this even detox or is it just ginger? Like, I'm confused. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you drink green juice? Do you have a juice place you like?
Yes. What is it? Creation?
Oh, yeah. I like Creation. Have you ever had the chia seed pudding from there? It's incredible.
Yes, I
it's
have.
$8.
I mean, that's
so
the
good,
thing
though.
that sucks.
I know. All of that stuff is so expensive.
It's that lifestyle, that Erewhon lifestyle. Where
I love Erewhon.
Me too. I want to get that. They have like raw cheesecake they sell. It's like $10.
So I got macaroni and cheese there one time, it's so good.
It's honestly, I can't even think about it.
It was $17.
No.
Yeah,
How much did you get?
I guess I got a lot. I don't know.
No, but like I go there because I'm like, dude, I can't afford a whole fucking pint of that mac and cheese, but I will get a side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I had to like wean myself off.
Like, one serving, which is nothing.
It's nothing, and it's so good. Well, I like it because it's gluten-free. It's interesting because I'm like, I don't understand. Like, to me, I would much rather go to a grocery store that offers versatility like an Erewhon than like a Gelson's or an Albertsons, where it's like, what are you offering me that's that special?
Well, Whole Foods used to be like a really Whole Foods fell the fuck off. I don't eat any of their prepared foods anymore.
No,
ever. It's gross.
You can't go back once you go to Erewhon. You're like,
but I think it was a little bit even. I think it's been a while that Whole Foods has been. When Whole Foods came out.
It was hot as fuck.
It was incredible. I mean, I used to eat the Indian food from there.
Yeah, Whole Foods used to be, I don't know what happened.
It fell off like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And now, after going to Erewhon, Trader Joe's looks like Smart and Final.
Yeah, but this is what I will say. At least Trader Joe's doesn't have Whole Foods prices.
Yeah. Well, I think every market is good for certain things, like hot food, Erewhon.
Hot food, no question. I don't even really like getting like hot food from other places.
Yeah.
In terms of like a deli.
Have you ever been to Jones on 3rd?
Oh yeah, that's fucking, but that's like the same level.
Exactly. I used to go to Jones on 3rd a lot. And
Me too.
I was
the salad trio nonstop. When I worked at Bloomingdale's, I walked there every day. Yeah.
I never got that.
I would get like
the macaroni. I love macaroni and cheese. That's my favorite food.
I love macaroni and cheese too. Like I also buy these gluten-free. They're called like Amy's gluten-free mac and cheeses.
I've never had those.
Okay. The broccoli cheddar one, it's gluten-free and it has like, they put like gluten-free breadcrumbs on the top of it.
Is this in a box? Like
it's in
oven?
A box. It's in a box.
Like you put it in an oven or a microwave?
Yeah. You put it in the oven. Depends on which one you get. There's a 3-cheese one with kale. Great. The other one is just broccoli and cheddar.
That sounds good.
Also great. Better than the other kale one.
The kale doesn't appeal to me.
It's so fucking good.
Wow. I'll have to get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I live for macaroni and cheese.
Me too.
So I just noticed when I was on my diet for my wedding that Pink Dot has macaroni and cheese.
Really?
And I've heard it's so good. Well, I heard it was good. And I've been thinking about it every day. I just remembered they have it. Maybe I should get it. I got a free... Have you ever been to Bristol Farms?
Yeah, Bristol Farms is good.
That's... Bristol Farms is
on the
level.
Shit. Yeah. Bristol Farms. Okay, I like the big Bristol Farms.
Yeah.
There's that little one on Sunset, but then there's like...
No, I go to the big one on Doheny.
Yeah, the daddy of the Bristol. The daddy Bristol. Yeah. So good.
Yeah. I like to go there also for like prepared. Isn't it called prepared foods? Why do I feel weird saying prepared foods?
I don't know.
It just feels too legit, so I'm uncomfortable.
It's prepared foods. Yeah, no, but I know what you mean. Like, it's
they have
like,
good macaroni and cheese.
I'm not gonna go to like my nightmare would be, I'm gonna swing by Ralph's and pick up one of those rotisserie chickens. Like, I'm not against it, but I'd rather not.
Well, I just feel like markets have progressed so much.
I know
that that sounds ghetto almost. Do you know what I mean?
Right. But then it's like, who is this for? And then you're like, oh, it's for like a bachelor or like a single mom.
Rotisserie chicken is good. I used to fuck with the rotisserie chicken. I haven't in a while.
I'm trying to get back into that life. The rotisserie chicken life.
Yeah, I like chicken and rice.
I'm a chicken and rice type of girl as well. Like, I'm a fan.
One time I was on the plane when I was younger, and they gave me I was sitting in coach, and they gave me a first class meal that was arroz con pollo.
No.
And it was incredible, and I've just been trying to get back to that place.
Isn't that weird though, when you're a kid and you have something and it's maybe a good food and you don't have access to it all the time, and you're like, I wish I could go back, and you don't have control over your life in that way.
Did you used to eat TV dinners when you were a kid?
No, I wanted to so bad.
Oh, and your parents didn't let you?
No, my parents, I really wanted those frozen burritos, because there's this girl who had it all the time.
I've been eating, I don't eat stuff like that anymore.
Me either, except the gluten-free mac and cheese.
I would eat mac and cheese frozen for sure.
Yeah, but I was I want that so badly. It looks so good, just because my mom would never buy that. And so
why not?
She just would always make food. She would
every night,
and she was it'd be a green vegetable, and then other nights she'd be oh, it's every once in a while she'd be I don't feel like doing it, fend for yourself night, and then we could eat whatever we wanted, and that was fun.
Yeah. So, and you it seems like you have a very good family. It seems your parents are still together, right?
My parents are still together. Yeah.
How long have they been married for?
32 years.
You don't hear about that anymore.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I don't really know anyone who still has parents. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. I feel very lucky.
Isn't that funny too, that that's technically something normal that is somehow so rare?
Yeah, it is weird, because they do have that example.
Yeah.
So it's cool, because it's it's a good view into a successful relationship. But it is weird, because most people's parents are not still together.
Yeah. Have you learned stuff from them?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that my mom does my dad's bookkeeping.
Okay.
So they work in the same place 3 days a week, and then the other 2 days she just does her own thing. She's very fiercely independent.
Okay.
And I think that she always has had her own life.
Yeah.
And I think that makes a really, really big difference.
Well, someone wrote that on, it's so weird that this is coming up, because we're working on thank you cards for the wedding, and we saw that my mom's friend wrote this really long thing about how important it is to live independent lives.
Yeah.
But the way that she was writing it was almost weird to me. But hearing you say it, it doesn't. Do you know what I mean?
Right. It's weird, for maybe a more advice out of context.
I don't know. It felt like she was almost trying to separate us. It felt threatening.
I can see that,
because she kept reiterating it 5 times, and we were whoa.
We noted.
Yeah. But what you're describing, I think that sounds important for a long term.
Right, because it's this is the other thing. It's there's no...
She gives him a lot of space.
Yeah, but also, she needs that space. And, he responds better to her with that space. They both operate really well independently. And, yeah.
What else do they do? Do they still go on dates or take little trips together?
Yeah, so, and also the thing that's really interesting is I think my mom just accepts my dad and knows how to communicate with him in a way that makes sense to his personality. You know what I'm saying? He's a tough personality, and
really,
yeah. And if he's he's very
Jewish.
No, he's just intense. He's a lawyer. He's always on the he's running around,
aggressive on the defense,
aggressive, and just he gets shit done, and he's has a level of intensity. You know what I'm saying? It always seems he's thinking really intensely about something, and you're is this a good time? He's no. You know what I mean? That's just his personality. And so I just think she's really good at knowing how to, navigate those types of personality complexities, and I don't know.
I know what you mean. And that just what you just said now, if I can, I want to get back to this, but something I remember from Pat Allen is that she said, when you just said, is this a good time? And he said no. I remembered that Pat Allen, one of her pieces of advice is that you should say, hey, I want to talk to you about something. When
Can
is
we
a good
schedule an appointment?
When is
That's
a good,
what she says.
Is it, or when is a good time for you?
Yeah, she says, yeah, I wanted to, that's what she says. And it's just interesting because it does seem like my mom, like a lot of like relationship things that I've listened to and stuff, my mom does all of those things.
Wow.
It's really weird.
Does she make him dinner every night?
No. My mom, growing up when we were little, she's a stay-at-home mom. She didn't work. She stayed home and took care of us, but it was like she always had interests, and she always, like when I was a kid, she would always be like painting or drawing, or like she'd be like, oh, we're gonna redo this or we're gonna do that. Like she was never just like one
like
thing.
Lazy.
She was never lazy, and she was always like putting in her part,
following her interests.
Right. Yeah. And it was like, she's like, oh, I want to take this art class. She would take an art class.
That's
like
cool.
She would always find ways to like, I think intellectually stimulate herself and like creatively stimulate herself. And she always was reading or had just different things. And my dad's not as social.
Creative? Oh.
He's just like, he's really smart. Like he's, he doesn't have like, I don't think he has time for like, interest out. I think he likes what he does, but
he likes to work.
Yeah. He's a worker. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Are you an only child?
No, I have a little sister.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How old is she?
She is 20. She's in her late 20s. 28.
Oh.
Yeah.
What does she do?
She works in an office. Like she's like climbed the corporate ladder. I don't even really know. Yeah, we're very different.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. Well, like growing up, I just required a lot of attention. Like always. And loud and obnoxious. And she just was like fucking over it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think she just thinks like my personality is disgusting and like self-serving.
Oh, that's funny.
And like, I'm like, yeah. You know?
So you're living at home right now.
Yeah.
And is it, okay, do you feel like...
Is it weird?
Is it weird, or is there any, like, do you get along with them? Is there any, like, weird sex stuff? Like, have you ever heard?
No, like, there's no weird sex stuff. Thank fucking God.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I've never seen my parents having sex.
I'd like to keep it that way, like,
Thank
indefinitely.
God.
Like, my dad sometimes will make, like, inappropriate sex jokes. I'm like, well, this is weird. You know what I mean? It just feels
isn't
like,
that? I feel like,
yeah, like, as an adult, it's weird because... Like, for a while, I was, like, so against living at home. I fought it really hard. And I, like, lived in a studio apartment. I had, like, this job that I fucking hated. And I, like, could barely afford my rent, like, on my own, like, fully. So I was like, you know, at this point, like, I came to a place of, like, I don't have to feel shame for doing this. It's just temporary. And I do think it takes me a long time and I have to remind myself, like, this is a choice. And, like, if I'm going to choose to live with my parents, then there are other sacrifices that I have to be willing to make, and I'm willing to make them for comedy. But it just, I think it actually has helped me focus a lot more. You know?
Do you lay out at the pool?
Yeah, I lay at the pool. I go in the jacuzzi, come
That's
over.
That's amazing.
Yeah, whenever. Yeah.
I want to lay out at the pool.
Yeah, I just started. Well, now it's like the end of summer, but yeah, whenever. I mean, like, I just started. I was like, why am I not enjoying the amenities? You know what I mean? It's like, fuck it. I'm not feeling shame anymore. Now I'm just going to start enjoying the amenities.
Yeah.
They're probably like, oh, damn, she's never moving out. No. Yeah, like
it's very Italian, even though you're not Italian. But a lot of people I grew up with who were Italian never moved out of their parents' house until they get married.
Really? Like, I know that, like, in New York, a lot of people do that. Like, the area my mom grew up in Astoria, like, there's people who have lived in the same apartment since the time they were kids. And, like, they just live there. But, like, yeah, like, I definitely want to get out, you know? That's the goal, is to get out. But they're funny. They're, like... I mean, my dad likes watching they're just like characters, you know. My dad likes watching The Weather Woman.
Really?
And my mom would be like, Steve, stop watching The Weather Woman. Like, just like dumb shit like that, you know, where you're like, your dynamic is so weird. Or my mom will write like Post-it notes, like, my dad keeps buying these chocolate raisins. My mom's like, stop buying those chocolate raisins because they're really not that good. And like he just buys them, and she says she has no like food self-control with them, and they're like she can't stop eating them. So then she'll like write a Post-it note and put it on the raisins, and it'll be like, not for Debbie, underlined.
That's funny.
They're just like funny. Or like my dad put like a grocery list on like the door, and it'll be like melon, salt, and then whatever. That was
like whatever else we need.
Yeah, just whatever. And then my mom goes up to the Post-it note, adds another Post-it note with an arrow that says, "What's whatever?" Just like
that's
stupid.
Funny.
They're
but
like,
that's cute.
They're like,
it's like a fun little communication thing.
Yeah, but they're really into Post-its.
Have Romy and Michelle.
Yeah,
have they come and see you perform?
Not in a really long time. Like I think that I don't know how much they fully get.
Creative, like they got like getting creative career sort of thing.
Kind of like
they
they
stand up.
I mean, I think that like they have obviously accepted it because like I live with them, and like they're like very accepting. They want me to be happy, but I do think that they don't fully understand it. Like, why would you want, like, it's not an easy path. So it's like, as like an adult that's living at home, I think that they can see that it's not an easy path, clearly. And so like, it's interesting. Like that. I think they want like stability for me.
Yeah.
And like it takes.
Did they ever say like comments like, you have another plan?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
And that's hurtful. Right.
Right. Well, it's also hard to separate, to not take that on.
Yeah.
And to be like, okay, well, like, you're allowed to not understand this, and that's okay.
Oh, my God.
You know?
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm constantly impressed by, like, I want to keep saying level-headed. I don't know what other word I would use to describe it.
Thank you.
Where did you just get that from? It is okay. Can you repeat that once again?
It's okay for you to feel that way, but I'm not going to take that on.
No, is it okay for you not to get...
What did I say before?
Oh, fuck, I forgot.
It was like, it's okay for you not
to understand.
Yeah.
That's... Did you come up with that?
No, but like I also just like listen to a lot of like self-help stuff for a really long time. Like, yeah. I would say from the time that I was like, for the last 7 or 8 years, different stuff, all different. But like I get a lot from like intellectual stimulation. Yeah. Yeah. Especially like self-help.
Yeah,
stuff.
Me too.
Yeah. Cause it's like, I think like as
Steven's obsessed with it.
With self-help shit.
Yeah.
It just like anything that can give you insight to like why you're here and how to navigate your personal relationships, whether it be like romantic or friendship or fucking parents. It's like, I want those tools because it's like I want to be able to connect with people and understand that like I don't have to take on, you know, what other people think.
Learning that information about how our brain works or why genetically or like why
we have predispositions to certain things
or why like our mind does certain things, it's so helpful. And like takes off almost like pressure you put on yourself. And it gives more understanding. And it's like, okay, that's the way that is. Now what can we do about it?
Right.
Which is incredible.
Well, it's also like so
I have to get back in the game.
It's, you know what's weird though, is it's like the more that you do it, the more you can feel when you drift from it too. Because it's like, yeah, when I'm working on myself and actually doing the work to better myself, I feel a lot better. And it's so easy to just slip into like patterns of comfort or like you get busy or like life happens. And it's like I'm really trying to focus on not shaming myself for getting away from those things because those things are still there. That's why they're there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I want to keep the channel clean and inviting. I mean, those are my own ways of saying
clean
it.
and inviting channel for sure.
Yeah. Steven does affirmations every day. And it's like, I haven't found mine yet.
Right.
You know? Do you do them?
I do, like, okay, before I go on stage, I tell myself crazy shit. Like, it's
really?
like, yeah. Like,
I bet you sorry I keep interrupting you. I bet a lot of people do that.
A lot of people,
Yeah.
and like a lot of successful people.
Yeah.
I mean, like after like anything that Oprah does, I'm on board with because I like just feel like if anyone, it might be like God. It could be Oprah. Who knows? Yeah, I just think that a lot of successful people do things that maybe they don't even fucking talk about doing.
Well, we noticed that, when Tony comes out and he goes, I'm the top rising comedian.
Yeah.
He's doing that. And he's
Right.
hypnotizing the audience, as Steven says.
Right. I mean, like, and like Esther or Abraham Hicks, she has this one thing about performing and about how when you're, living your life purpose and you're not focused on how other people receive your message and you just care about flowing out your message, then there's like a natural energy exchange that happens.
Mm-hmm.
But,
I listened to that one that you
Yeah.
sent me. I forgot to tell you on Monday on my way to potluck.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I did like it.
The
And it's
beginning.
about not being needy from the audience because then they notice that and it's like weird,
Right.
which I agree with.
Right. Because it's like, yeah, because if you even notice like the times where I'm having more fun and I'm more in the moment and less focused on what I'm going to say next, the more playful and better the performance is.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's hard sometimes to remember those things.
Yeah, it's about putting the focus on them.
Right. Or
not on them. Well, yes, but not in the way that we're talking about.
Right.
In the way that you're not in your head and you're more communicating with them.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Not in a way where them not laughing or responding the way that you think that they should respond isn't like, if they don't respond that way, it's not going to throw you off because that's not why you're here, for their reaction. You're here for your own energy flow. And if they show up for you in that way, then great. But she says, like, sometimes when you're performing and an audience member laughs, like, that'll make you feel really good. But when you start depending on them to show up for you, then that's beyond your control and you have no control over that.
Yeah.
And then you feel bad if they can't show up for you in that way because, like, who knows what they're going through or they aren't going through or
It'd
whatever.
be so funny if someone's bombing. They go, I get it. You can't show up right now.
Yeah, that is funny.
Wait, and I interrupted you.
Yeah.
What was the stuff that you say to yourself before you perform?
Okay, from that book, I'm a Badass, I just start telling myself because right before I go on, I normally start to feel a lot of self-doubt. Mm-hmm. And it's not rooted in reality. It's rooted in fear. And it's fear of, it's like self-sabotaging. It's like a mental quicksand. It's like, what are you doing? Do you know what you're going to say? It's like, okay, yeah, you know what you're going to say. You've done this how many times now?
Yeah.
Like, you know what you're going to say. You're not going to get up there and fucking forget what you're going to say. So a lot of, like, talking myself off that ledge and then telling myself that I'm powerful. And I'll say that, like, over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Until I believe it.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah. And, like, or I'll listen to music that makes me feel that way. Like, it's a whole thing. I put my phone before I go on stage in Do Not Disturb and airplane mode because I don't want anything to, like, from the outside world getting into my head space and, like, taking me out of what I need to do. Mm-hmm. And I'm just noticing that I'm very sensitive to outside things.
Yeah.
So, like, trying to figure out the best way because, like, if I'm going to be a comic for at least most of my life, not the rest of my life, which who knows, but, like, if there's shit's gonna happen and you still have to be able to get on stage and do what you are there to do regardless.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, what about Ellen? Like, she films things like what, every day probably?
Yeah.
Like, what does she do if she's having a bad day?
Yeah, I've had experiences where I was like really upset or felt like shit and didn't want to go up. And in the past, more like 2 years ago, I, would cancel. I've canceled stuff before.
Yeah, and sometimes you need to.
And within reason, sure.
Right.
But I remember like last year, I was working the main room, checking people in, and this girl came in and I had just, me and my ex, we just broke up maybe like 1 or 2 months earlier. And she comes in and she looks in my face and she's like, hey, I'm here for blank. Uh-huh. I'm here for this guy, your ex, essentially. She's like, I'm on his guest list.
No.
Yeah. And then I was like, okay. And then her and her friends started laughing.
No.
Yeah. And it like
fucked with you.
It fucked with me for sure. And then I had to go upstairs in the belly room and perform. Literally 2 minutes later, I don't know how, but I killed harder than I've ever killed in like months. Somehow, I don't know how. It's usually the opposite for me.
It's like a weird like energy transfer.
And ever since that one moment, I have not let myself not perform because of something, because I was like, fuck it, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I had that, you know, I feel like everyone has those like one experiences they need to get over, and then you're like, okay, forget it. Because the rest of it is me just sabotaging myself with my brain.
Right, but there's so much weird mental gymnastics that I think has to happen sometimes, like as a performer. Like, how can I get my head in like a better place so that I can like show up in this way? How can I learn how to compartmentalize so I'm not transferring this weird energy in like onto the stage? Like,
yeah, because they can also like, the audience can read everything too. Like if you seem like nervous on stage and like you can't relax, they pick up on it, and then it's just like weird.
They like sense weakness.
Yeah,
like,
I tried to like put out like a confident vibe. I try to force myself to like be this different person.
Yeah.
And like put out like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I do think, you know, it's interesting because my dad is a lawyer, and I do think that like there's like a performance aspect in that too.
Yeah.
It's very similar in that like you're writing and you're taking your ideas to like convey a message, and you hope that it gets a certain reaction from the people that you're speaking in front of.
He has to really sell it too.
Yeah. He has to like really sell it, and he's like and like there's like a level of intensity there that I think it's not dissimilar at all from like having to, you know, perform. It's the same shit, especially because you're writing and then you're performing. It's weird.
Yeah. I was taking these pills, you know, those On It pills that Rogan talks about.
Yeah.
I was taking these ones called New Mood. They were like the anti-anxiety ones.
Okay.
I was taking them before every single time I got on stage for at least 2 years. I never missed a time without it. I felt like I had to have them. I was obsessed with them. I always carried them in my purse with me. Like I've been through so many bottles of them. And just recently, I've been, you know, taking them without an issue, and I was really dependent on them because I have a lot of anxiety, and I'd always get so nervous before I performed.
Yeah.
So nervous. And so I took these, and it made me feel better. And, you know, it could have been placebo, but I think they did help in a way. And for some reason, they started one day like making me feel like turned down, like turned my volume down.
Yeah.
It made me feel weird. And I was like, oh, those made me feel really weird.
Yeah.
Like out of nowhere one day.
Yeah.
It's almost like they stopped working. And then I was like, I don't think I need them anymore. And it's been, you know, I've probably done like 10 spots without them. And now I'm just going off. Like, of course, I get like a little nervous right before, but I've been using that. And like, I don't know, it's a new experience for me. And it feels really good to not need them.
Yeah, it's really interesting how so much of it is mental. Like, even in terms of like, I remember when I first started, I would like have a drink and then do a set.
Yeah.
When I first started. And like, I didn't. And it was just like, because that was what you did.
Mm-hmm.
It was
totally.
like normal.
I know. That's what like was my reasoning. I'm like, everyone else gets to like have a drink and relax.
I'm like, and then I would not do well. And like, because I'm a lightweight.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know who I think I am. Like, I can barely, like, I don't know. And then like, if you have, like, I had a bad set, stoned. That was, I'll never forget.
What happened?
Okay. It was in the, oh my God, it was so bad. It was in the OR. Mm-hmm. And it was the day. Now I never smoke weed before I go up now. I'll write high though. But okay. If I was going up in the OR and I didn't know that I was going to go up because it was like if it was years ago and a friend was hosting potluck, but I didn't know if he was going to put me up. And it was the day that I got my weed card because you still needed a weed card to get weed in LA. And I had like 2 edible gummies. I go up on stage in the OR. Fucking on a Monday. It's already stressful. I see the light come on, but I don't know how long. Like, I just see it out of my peripheral, but I don't know how long it's been on. So it could be like, and time is just like.
And you weren't timing it on your phone?
Well, just like my perception of time was so warped because I had two edible gummies. And like I had, which is a lot.
You didn't know if it had been like 10 minutes.
It could have been 15 minutes or it could have been like it just went on. You know what I mean? And it was like, dude, I don't even know. And like words were coming out of my mouth, but they weren't like, I wasn't present in anything I was saying. It was just like running through like a list. And and the last minute of my set, after I noticed that the light's been on, I start talking super fast, and for some reason, like a country western voice. It's like a weird, like it's weird, like a creature's living inside of me. I'm like, yeah. So, like the last minute, I just turned like full on, like from like normal me to like it felt like those people have a stroke and then they wake up speaking a different language. But like, imagine 2 minutes regular voice, last minute. Talking in a full Western
Did you notice you were doing it? But you couldn't stop it?
It was like I couldn't stop it, and I just wanted to get my set over with. Then the host gets back up and is like, I don't know why she was just talking in a country accent because she's from the valley.
But like it could have been a shtick. Like a joke you were doing.
No, but it was just like bizarre. And I felt like I had no control over it. And it was like the most jarring. It was so jarring that I was like, I am never going to do that to myself again.
Yeah.
Like put myself in a position. Like why would I put myself in a position to fail or like to not do well?
That's so funny.
It was so bad though. It was like one of those things, you know, when you have a bad set in that room and it like, there's just like nothing but shame attached to it. You're like, horrible. Oh man, I can't wait till next Monday.
And it's so hard to get over it.
It's so hard to get over it.
Yeah.
It's gotten a lot less.
Me too.
Like that. But for so long, I would really base my worth on like, oh, my Kill Tony minute from forever ago or my fucking OR set.
I mean, I've never been on stage drunk or high. I'm so grateful that I haven't. Yeah. But I've wondered if you smoke weed and go on, like, do you ever get really paranoid and you're like, why are you all in your head and you're like, why are you all looking at me?
Yeah, it's more.
Do you know what I mean?
It's more so like the time, for me, my timing is just off. Mm-hmm. Like I'll drag out points. Mm-hmm. I'll be like, lost in the thought as it's coming out of my mouth. You know what I mean? Like it just the flow is off. It's not. It just seems weird. It's like it's hard when you're not in the same place as everyone. I think it's easier if they're fucked up and the performer's sober because it's like, I don't know.
Do you remember other like really bad bombs that stand out that were like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and tell me if this happens to you.
What? I can't even think about them. There's
one that like I'll just never forget. It was the worst bomb of my life. Thank God no one was there. It was a bar show in like Simi Valley.
Okay.
It was like I hate bar shows.
Me too.
And no one was paying attention, and somehow the lights just get so bright in these like really bad bombs. It's like it's like the lights get so bad and you feel like you're like physically drowning in an ocean. Is that the feeling that you feel?
Yeah, it feels like
I don't really have a lot of those though.
In the beginning though, I had a lot more. Mm-hmm. And it feels just like quicksand. It's like you're there and everything's fine, and then all of a sudden it's not fine, and you can't lie to yourself because it's humbling. It's like it's humbling as fuck. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like once you, I don't know. I would just like really personalize it too and make it like they don't like me or like I did a lot more act out stuff when I first started, like bad.
Yeah,
like,
I think I did that too.
Like bad. Yeah. Just like,
didn't we talk about that recently?
Yeah, I don't know. I had one where I would like I got down into like a pose and like showed a pose I did in yoga class, like on the floor, or like character voices, and then try to switch back into my regular voice, but then something would get lost in transition, so it wouldn't really. It was like more one woman showy, honestly, than stand up.
Yeah, but I think like all of that, like, if you had confidence and a couple more years of experience behind it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Could, you know.
I just feel like there's,
Get you, you know. Get you a 15-minute Netflix special.
Right. It's like, you just don't know. It's interesting, though, because I feel like it's about trying to find whatever's most effective for you. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if for you, stand-up is different than, like, for me, it's like I like to separate stand-up and acting into two different things. I'm just realizing that. Like, I've just realized that recently. Mm-hmm. But I do think that, like, the thought of doing theater and, like, a one-woman show is pretty cool, too.
Theater does not appeal to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I used to really like it. I mean, like, I wouldn't dive into theater in Los Angeles. I just don't think there's much of a scene, especially when you, like, compare it to New York. It's like, this isn't really the place for theater, but it is. I do think it's weird that there isn't more of it here. Like, I feel like if there was more of, like, a theater scene.
I think there is if you look for it.
But it's, like, weird. It's, like, on Santa Monica Boulevard. There's, like, those little, like, weird, random, like,
black box
art house theaters. And you're like, is this like real? Or
you don't go to see your friends play. You have to see your friends play. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Or like your friend wants you to see this play because also your other friend might work at a network and you might tell them about it. You know what I mean? Like that's what it feels like.
But that's like the annoying, like I don't think anyone's died to see their friends play. Do you know what I mean?
No. Yeah. And also like I just don't. It's really interesting because I do think there's a lot of great actors like in the world. Even like I saw like I went to Portland one time. I was dating this fucking asshole who lived in Portland. And I went there and he took me to like a small theater production of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and like a small like Portland theater. And it was like fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like that type of shit's like cool when you can see talent.
Yeah, I saw Cat on a Hot Tin Roof with Scarlett Johansson in New York.
Was it cool?
I can't remember. I don't think she was good. And then, but I did watch the Fish in the Dark. Is that what it's called? The Larry David play, and Jason Alexander played him in the play.
Oh, I didn't know.
That was kind of cool. But originally, Larry David was doing it.
Really?
But by the time I was able to go to New York and see it, it was Jason Alexander.
That's crazy.
That's kind of fun. I think as I get older, I can appreciate it more.
Yeah, it's just interesting because cultural things, they're just so, like, I would like to go to the ballet. Like, I'm into that.
I've been to the ballet.
Me too. I just haven't been in so long.
Yeah.
But, like, that sounds fun and, like, fancy. Like, oh, I'm going to go watch the ballet. Sorry, I can't.
So this guy in New York was, like, taking me on a date to the ballet.
Okay.
And I dressed up and I thought it was going to be like this really awesome thing. And it was just more of like a lesser ballet.
It was like, it wasn't
so
like an experience.
I was like, I don't need to be wearing this.
Because it's like a dressed up thing normally. He took you to like a low rent ballet.
I'm going back to New York for Christmas. Well, I'm going to my friend's wedding, which happens to be on New Year's.
Oh, shit.
So maybe I'll take Steven to Radio City Music Hall for Christmas. Like, have you ever done any of those things?
I haven't.
Like the Nutcracker?
I saw I did like the Rockettes. I remember they came to Los Angeles for Christmas one year and we did that. I did that and then like Disney on Ice. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw Book of Mormon, Wicked.
I saw that too.
Did you like it?
Yeah. It was like, well, that was like the first musical I'd seen in a long time.
Same.
And I was like, oh, well, this one's like, probably funnier than most.
Yeah. It was.
So I had that going.
Yeah. It's like, okay, this is the other thing. Like, I feel like I could write a musical. Mm-hmm. But I also don't know. Because it's like, how hard could it really be?
It seems like anything. I don't know if I could
write to like music.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like.
Words that rhyme. Yes. We form a band.
I'm making one. Sorry.
You're just making a musical.
I got scared.
No, it's okay. I mean, like, see, like, I think it'd be fun to, like, try to write a musical.
Yeah. My impression of just writing a musical was just hitting the microphone 3 times.
You're like,
did you notice that?
Yeah. And I was like, no, this seems normal. Like, should I start thinking of lyrics right now? Like,
I was trying to, and then
I got scared.
It was like, in the podcast room, bum.
You can take a shroom.
Bum.
But don't mind.
Bum.
If you fall behind.
Da-da-da. Thank you.
Your daily grind.
Yeah.
I went through a fucking rap thing.
Me too.
Really?
I did an actual freestyle battle in New York
Me
with
too.
all these people around, and I won.
I beat Pat Reagan. I'm still riding
funny.
that high. Mm-hmm. It was fun. And then Alex Phillips, and then I lost in the third round.
This was like in a gritty bar in New York. Mine was Snow Bunny.
Snow Bunny?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that.
I still remember I was like, she was like a big girl, and I was like, you're not dunking baskets, you're dunking donuts. Beep, beep, let through the tow truck.
What? I love
shit
that.
like that.
I love that.
Yeah.
No, but like, that's weird that you remember that.
And it was right around the Mayan thing. Do you remember that whole like death thing? And I said
2012.
Yeah, it must have been in 2012. And I said, I get laid more than a Hawaiian. You were dying in this battle. I was warned by the Mayans.
And
it was like, it was fun.
It felt
fun. Like it was really
yeah, no, I get it.
It was a hot moment.
I get that.
Uh-huh.
Because I was told, what did I say? Hold on. I forgot what it was. Something to Pat Reagan was like, how the fuck are you going to act like you do stand up when you sit down with a guitar? But there was something that rhymed with it. And now it just sounds like maybe it'll come back to me because, like, trust me, I think about those bars often. And, like, now under pressure, I just crack, but I'm like, what was it?
Yeah. Well, if you had a whole entourage behind you, you would remember.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You know,
yeah.
there was, like, people on both sides.
Yeah. Did you hear Eminem's new song?
I didn't, but people are talking about it. Is it good?
It was like, I don't know. There's, like, moments of greatness in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then I'm also like, I just don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't care about new music.
No, but like that's what's weird. It's like, okay, there's a person that died, the Mac Miller thing. It's like he's dead.
Full circle.
Full circle. Never is it too late to get into him now, or is this like? But like
we can end on this.
Do I want to? Okay. Do we?
I don't know. What were you going to say about Mac Miller?
I don't know. Do we want to get into Mac Miller?
I don't know anything about him. I actually realized I went to his house and I met him briefly. I did like a photo shoot at his house. It was so weird. Like this person contacted me on Instagram to do a photo shoot. This like guy. And then I went to the house. It was like in the valley or like over the hill or something.
Right.
In Studio City.
Right.
Like this big house. And then we went there and then I was like in the outfit and then he was like, oh, I forgot my film or like the battery's on the camera or something.
No.
Yeah. And I was like, okay. And then he's like, well, do you want to just do this another day? It was like the weirdest thing, but it was at Mac Miller's house and he was like sitting on his couch and they were like, he was like, oh, he's letting us use his house. And I was like, hi. And that was it. It was weird.
Wait,
That's
when
Mac
was
Miller.
that?
It was probably like 3 years ago.
It's weird the situations like you get into, like you just like as a woman, like in Los Angeles, just like I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to like I remember I went to Les Moonves, but
who?
Les Moonves. He's like the head of CBS. Like right now, he's like in trouble for like a bunch of like sexual assault type of shit, or like it's like back and forth. Remember, I went to like his son was like, come over for a photo shoot. I like drive to like this fucking fancy ass house. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm just going to have a photo shoot here. Like, what?
Yeah. And what happened? Did he try to hook up with you?
It was just like, no. But like, I just remember like not loving the photos.
Yeah.
And being like, I hope those don't surface. You know what I mean? Like, what was I thinking?
Well, there's like a whole scene of guys with cameras who are trying to be like Terry Richardson or something.
Yeah, like Model Mayhem.
Yeah.
Like Predators. Were you ever on Model Mayhem?
No.
I was.
Yeah.
It was not
I don't think I was. I know what it is. I don't think I ever created one though.
Well, yeah. But like I'm like, does that it still exist? Because
Isn't that embarrassing?
Well, I remember like a few years ago I emailed, I was like, can you please just like permanently remove this? Like I don't want any fucking trace of it. Like what else is left? LiveJournal? Do you have LiveJournal?
No.
Oh, that was like
no. But I had MySpace.
Yeah, in MySpace too.
My name was Smackin' Babies at the Christening.
No.
Yeah.
Smackin' Babies at the
like the Biggie song.
I like that.
Uh-huh.
Mine, well, I don't know what my MySpace name. I was very into like, okay, it's weird because I keep seeing this kind of stuff like popping up now too. Crybaby. That was one of my screen names. It was like
Oh, like the
Crybaby.
movie?
Just like Crybaby. Like, because I'm a crier. I'm like always, like, I don't fucking know. Like, I thought it was like a cool name.
I like it, though.
And then like a series of numbers.
Yeah.
And then it was Cherry Chica, because it was really into cherry theme things.
That's your Puerto Rican name.
Yeah, just like that's when the Puerto Rican came out. And choosing my AIM screen name, I was like,
Mine was Bubble 8811.
Bubble Idiot.
Yeah, after Bubbles from Absolutely Fabulous.
Who's that? I don't know who that is.
She was like the crazy secretary, but my mom used to love the show, and I just made it Bubble after her.
Yeah, it's like weird where you get inspiration for your AIM names as a kid.
Yeah.
Well,
Sarah,
thank you so much for having me
thank you
on.
so
It was
much
so
for
much
coming.
fun. Yeah.
Where can we find you on social media?
Find me at Princess Shank, Princess like normal, and then another SHENK. And then check out my podcast, Shank, SHENK, as well. Chelsea was on it. And yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys,
Thank you.
for listening. Bye.
Bye.